So I got into rapping just from like freestyling with the homies. It's like, I feel like it's a common pastime when you're smoking to just, everyone freestyles on an instrumental or a tight beat or whatever. And I never really took it seriously. And I had a couple friends that wanted to be rappers and they would go to studios, and it never like felt like it was for me. But I had a friend that was an engineer that hit me up like, yo, come to the studio, like I got you for a free session. And I like wrote some shit down and finally got myself to do it. And once I was there, it was super dope. Like, had a great time. He was vibing, he enjoyed the music, and he ended up like hooking me up and just giving me free sessions for a really long time. So that's how I got into it, just out of being able to do it for free, basically. OG David James is like one of my dream collabs for the 805. Prior to that, I really wanted to work with Omega Nova, but we just got something in, so I'm super stoked on that. And I'd say Mark Ford too is also another person that I'd like to work with in the future. So Top Flight is my brand. It extends through like to my merch line. As an artist, it's important to have merch, have a way to monetize your craft. So that's how it started out, and then I started wanting to make like a record label and to be able to help people that can't find distribution, that have issues with promotion, with funding music videos, stuff like that, and just I want to be able to provide resources because there's like so many talented people here that just don't know which direction to go with music. So it started like that, and then eventually I grew to the point where I got my own recording studio. But Top Flight just kind of encompasses all of my music endeavors. So weed is like a social drug. I don't want to call it a drug, but that's what people are gonna call it. That's how I got into like music and rapping from freestyling. It just sparked so many conversations. Like even just wearing this hoodie, like so many people will comment like, oh shit, is that a nug? And then we start talking from there, and then like people have literally just bought shit like, cause I keep it in my car a lot of the times. And I've just sold stuff out of my car just from people being like, oh, yo, that design is dope. Like, you smoke weed? And like, we just started talking, and yeah, definitely has given me a lot of connect. For me, I do think smoking helps me write, but I can also write sober. It kind of depends on the type of song. Definitely if you're making like a smoking type of song, it's better to be high and in that mindset. As far as like people that want to write but don't smoke, to get motivated, I'd say like find yourself a nice spot to write. You could do it in your car, but like find a nice view, pull up to the beach, like get some inspiration from something else if it's not gonna be the weed, Fucking like get some silence. Don't try and do it like in your house if you got your parents yelling and like siblings and shit like that. Like just find your own private place where you can like zone out and just bump that shit loud and really feel the music. So I was 18 when I first started smoking, 18 and like maybe 4 or 5 months. I remember pretty vividly. I'd always been interested in cannabis. I know it sounds weird to say, but like since I was 12, 13, like that's when the homies started smoking, and I always wanted to try it, but I was like so paranoid about getting caught by my mom. Like they were like strict to like a different level of strictness, not like Catholic or anything, like they're Jehovah's Witnesses, and they take that shit like seriously. So I was like scared I was gonna get kicked out of my house for smoking. So that's why I just didn't do it. And when I was 18, I moved out. It was like literally one of the first things I did. I was like, yo, like, where's the weed at? Where can I get this shit? And I remember like even in high school, like the homies got some edibles and I really wanted to try some. And it's a good thing I didn't, because I did not know that edibles are a whole fucking different thing. Like, I would have been fucked. I don't know that there's that much difference. Like Oxnard definitely has its own unique style. So I feel like everyone fits under that like umbrella category. And I would even say like Leo DeFool has like an old school swag and vibe to him. Jamie too, like R&B is like almost like a lost art, I feel like. Compared to, if I were to say newer artists, I would think like, I can't even think of anyone doing like mumble rap locally, but I would think more of that type of stuff. But I feel like most people are on the same page in Oxnard. Like most people, like whatever vibe they're on, like they take the lyrics pretty seriously. And as long as like that's the end goal, then I think people are gonna rock with it. Whether it's like some trap stuff, some boom bap, some G-funk, West Coast, whatever it is. I do everything. I'm more of a bong person personally. I also have baby lungs, so I just figured out it's something that I don't know if I was born with it or if it's from like a few years ago, just taking like red hot dabs and not knowing about temperature control and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I definitely prefer bongs, and honestly I prefer wax over everything. But I mean, I'm down for blunts. I tried to quit blunts a couple times and switch over to papers, but it's more of like an influence thing. Like, how are you gonna turn down a blunt when all the homies are smoking a blunt? So it's hard to escape the tobacco in that sense. So as far as like smoking blunts, things that you don't wanna do are get that shit wet. No one's gonna fucking like that. I don't know how many times I've told one of my homies, like, bro, stop doing that shit. But every time he passes it back, it's wet. And it's like, I don't know how he's like not fathoming like the issue or not understanding what he's doing, but like, put your lips like that. Don't be like, don't like fucking, don't make out with the blunt, bro. No one likes that shit. Don't hog the blunt. Don't start telling stories and just holding it and yeah, and then this and this and this and this. Like, keep the rotation going. You take your hits, be like 1 second, take your hits, pass it, and continue with the story. Those are definitely some don'ts. Some do's, if you're going somewhere to smoke, bring some weed. Like, if someone hits you up, yo, you're trying to blaze it. Like, if you have some, bring it, or if not, let them know. Like, I'm never one to trip on that, but I know a lot of people will get offended or not be cool if you like, especially if you can't hit someone else up and be like, yo, like, blaze it and not have any weed. So you definitely should bring some weed to the sesh, always. Top 3 songs to listen to while high. I Wanna Get High, that's gonna have to be one. Hits from the Bong, and let's go with 20 Joints. I feel like there's just like stoner classics. Honestly, if you were to ask me on a different day, I'd probably give you 3 different songs. It's just, there's so many good smoking songs out there. Those are just ones that I have memories with that came off the top from like, you know, having many experiences. They're not newer songs. But yeah, there's a lot of dope smoking songs out there. I like watching YouTube while I'm high. I know that's weird, it's not like a show or anything, but like, I'll watch like weird shit on YouTube. I don't even know what, but just weird shit. Just like start looking for different types of shit, cause like YouTube has everything. First, I'll probably start off with some tight beats, honestly. Start freestyling a little bit. When I start getting into the weird shit is like when it's been a while and you're like still smoking and getting higher and higher. And then 5 dabs in, you're watching fucking some people react to an elephant running through a village, but you're not even watching the video, you're watching like people's reaction to it, and it's like, there's this weird shit on YouTube, man. Food is so much better when you're high. Like, no matter what kind of food, no matter your taste buds, I feel like it enhances the flavor. It makes you hungrier. I used to actually like eat more because I'd get high, but it's not like in the sense that you'd think. Like, I do it in like rounds. So I'll smoke before I eat, like that's pretty normal for me. And then I'll eat a bunch, and I don't do this anymore, but then I would smoke, and then I'd eat some more, and then I'd smoke so that I can eat some more. And like, you could just fit a lot more food that way, I don't know. I know it's horrible to do for your body, but the food tastes so good when you're high that I couldn't help it for a while. Hey everybody, make sure you tune in to High Farm Season 2. You can find me on there, Thai Fighter, or on Instagram at ThaiFighter805.